Who was Lucy? A real person or just a poetic ideal? William Wordsworth never tells us. But what it does give us is a series of hauntingly beautiful poems about love, loss, and the passage of time. In this series, we will study not just the poems, but also how they are connected to philosophical and metaphysical ideas ranging from Wordsworth's pantheism to Rousseau's idealism. Today, we begin our journey on this mysterious road lined with Lucy poems, starting with one of the most touching and powerful, A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal. Wordsworth wrote the Lucy poems when he was traveling in Germany along with his sister Dorothy. Although he never planned to group them as Lucy poems, he wrote them as individual poems. But after his death, these poems, which give out similar kind of theme and subject matter, are studied as a group, and we know this group as the Lucy poems. When we study these poems, we look at 5 poems, and they are A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal, She Dwelt Among Untrodden Ways, Strange Fits of Passion Have I Known, 3 years She Grew in Sun and Shower, and eventually I Traveled Among Unknown Men. Now, 4 of these poems were published in the Lyrical Ballads, while the 5th one was published in the poetry collection, 2 volumes. Wordsworth knew that he was being experimental when he was writing these poems, and he also made a lot of revisions. Okay, now let's take a moment to revise our understanding of Wordsworth's idea of nature. We have already done so many poems by Wordsworth that you by now already know how he regarded nature as nothing short of God itself. Wordsworth, who was one of the leading figures of the Romantic movement, he considered nature as more than just a scenery. It was alive, spiritual, and deeply connected to human existence. And he always felt that everything in nature, including human beings, everything was connected. And in being able to look at this connection between everything, he realized a certain religious idea which can be called pantheism. Pan means all. So something which encompasses everything. So that was Wordsworth's idea. The tree, the stone, the river, the human beings, the animals were all intrinsically connected by the force of nature. And when we come to the Lucy poems, the first question that comes to our mind is that how is this whole idea of nature connected to an individual, Lucy, and who is Lucy? Now, it's a very controversial question because Wordsworth has not given any direct answer to it. So, critics have speculated. Some critics assume that it is Annette Vallon, who was Wordsworth's French mistress. Some say it's modeled on Peggy Hutchinson, who was Mary's sister, and some critics feel that the persona of Lucy was primarily based on Dorothy Wordsworth, the sister of Wordsworth himself. Now, keeping in mind all these things, let's look at the poem itself. A slumber did my spirit seal. The title, which is also the first line, engages us with this very remarkable use of alliteration of S. And S is such a sound that it creates a lulling effect, as if you are invited into some kind of a dream world. A slumber did my spirit seal. So that kind of a dream work is woven. I had no human fears. So this is about a time in the past when the poet or the narrator felt that his spirit was sealed. He was turned into an inactive spirit by a slumber. What is a slumber? Slumber is a kind of an emotional and psychological stasis, just opposite of being active, a sleep-like state. So our narrator felt sleepy and inactive, and at the same time, He had no mortal fears. So he was in a position of calm and at the same time inaction, a kind of a paralysis. Why? What has happened? She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. He does not mention the word Lucy or the name Lucy here, but obviously this is part of the Lucy group. So, this is, of course, Lucy is referring to. She seemed a thing that could not feel. She was beyond the realm of feelings. When we are alive, we feel things and then we age with passage of time. But Lucy has reached a point where she is immune to any kind of transformation related to age, related to time. Why? Because she has now left this zone of life. She is now dead. In the second stanza, we see that he is shifting to present tense. So, in the first stanza, he talks about a moment that has passed, a moment where Lucy is seen to be dead. And now he comes to a point where he's writing in present tense. No motion has she now, no force. She neither hears nor sees. So Lucy is no longer part of the sensory world. And we all know that after we die, our five senses stop functioning. So Lucy is very much dead, that is for sure. Rolled around in Earth's diurnal course. The alteration now becomes different. Okay, is now using alteration of R. Rolled around, kind of using a sense of motion. Lucy is now dead, so obviously she is still. Okay, but paradoxically, the poet who is alive is feeling like he is frozen in a slumber. But Lucy, who is dead and technically still, is provided with a motion. What kind of motion? Rolled around in Earth's diurnal course. Diurnal means daily. Our Earth rotates. So Lucy, in being part of nature now, because she is buried underground and she is becoming one with nature, and since the Earth is moving round in its diurnal course, Lucy is also moving. So you notice the paradox here? The living might feel that they are paralyzed in a slumber, but if you are part of nature, even in death, you will be allowed motion. And she is become one with what? With rocks and stones and trees. This is pantheism. That in her death, Lucy has gained something. She has gained access to an immortality, to a movement that is denied to our poet. Okay, so is this an elegy? Because we know that elegy is a poem which is written when somebody dies, somebody close to you dies. And obviously, Lucy was somebody whom the poet really loved. But if it is an elegy, it is still very different from the way in which elegies are written. This is not just about any personal loss, but this is about some kind of gain, as if. So, in being dead, Lucy has lost her individuality. She has lost her unique identity as a human. But that loss is compensated by this immortality, that she is now one with nature and therefore she cannot die anymore. So it's like she is not numbed like the poet. She is rather more alive. So the first stanza is dreamlike, almost romantic, and the second stanza appears to be very stark, cold, speaking realistically, okay? But in essence, the second stanza is in present tense, which shows that human life is a thing which is transient, subject to time. Therefore, if you are living a human life, you will soon become a past tense. But if you are one with nature, death will not stop your existence. Death will make your existence ever present. And that is why the second stanza is in present tense. So, unlike traditional elegies, we do have a naturalistic approach in Wordsworth. And we see Lucy as a larger than human personality here. So, in this poem, we have seen Lucy become part of the earth. But in the next poem, Wordsworth will give us a different glimpse into her life. And let's stay tuned because we still don't know for sure who Lucy is. I'll keep on asking this question, and maybe you yourself can understand and tell me who you think Lucy is. A real person or something more abstract like the fragility of human life or the permanence of nature. So stay subscribed. I'll come back very, very soon. Bye bye.